parasites. Except Wherewolf only makes Marines and Medivacs and Marauders. Unless Chrian feels like he wants to neural parasite a Marine, which he may do, because I was talking to him earlier. Like, you guys are all gonna die, literally.
Cool if he
from drinking so much.
SCV.
It takes like 5 neurals to get a command center, though. Alright, so here we go, another game. In the top left, we have our red Zerg Terran Slayer Chrian. And in the bottom right, we have the Marine Medevac and Marauder only specialist Wherewolf.
Who's our
in the blue.
Teal.
Who's the camera we can follow?
Who's the camera? You can follow my camera, I guess. Co-casting with me is the always so ignorant.
Cool.
Say a word, ignorant.
Say hi, ignorant.
Say hi.
Hi, ignorant.
Terrible. So we can see the Terran is starting with a supply depot first, a very interesting choice. Since patch 1 point whatever the fuck it was.
You are drunk, aren't you?
I'm just trying to entertain.
Choosing to
let's
wall
talk
off
about
is
this.
smart.
Let's talk about this map. So, both players have a fairly easy to secure natural, with the third being just a little bit further away. There are 2 entrances to the third. However, one of the entrances is also the entrance to the main. So if you are able to get enough defense around that, that should be able to cover both bases. You only really need to worry about this entrance over here and that one.
Reminds me a little bit of Muspelheim.
So if we see Chrian is going to try to scout, but unfortunately he will get no such scouting done as Wherewolf has already walled in, as he seems to do every matchup.
Yeah, I guess for
is this like a Zerg map?
That's a Zerg map. Chrian has chosen to go hatch first. And it looks like we could see a bunker rush coming here.
coming somehow.
Although with the rush distance being what it is, and Chrian having scouted it already,
SCV being placed across the wall.
This really doesn't have any chance of working. It's probably just a clever ruse to take away some mining time. So we've got one brave Marine walking across the map. Looks like he's going to make his way towards the natural. Should probably expect it to be down already. Most Zergs will go hatch first versus Terrans.
You said
and this not so courageous Marine appears to be heading back.
He may have been overload scouting or doing something.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink.
Yeah, that's probably a drink.
2 gases for Wherewolf. Pretty standard stuff coming from him.
Right, so Wherewolf following up the Rax Expand with his 2 gases, as Ignorant pointed out. You know, could see something cheeky out of him, as is his signature. Or maybe he'll just go MMM, as is so typical.
Chrian going for his 3rd queen, probably put his 3rd down relatively soon. Wants to get that creep going, connected.
Right, and and judging by the land distance between the natural and the 3rd, like Ignorant said, getting those queens out early is rather important. You can start to spread that creep, and make it easier to go base to base. Now we do see the Zerg is taking double gas. Interesting.
Only got 2 guys, right?
Now I don't know anything about Zerg, but our external advisors have been telling us could be some early pressure from Chrian. Let's see what he decides to do with that gas. He is taking speed, and he is taking additional 2 gas, so it looks like he could be going for some sort of mutaplay ignorant.
Or really fast infestors, one or the other, right?
Yep.
Which I feel like the mute is going to be well suited against Wherewolf, considering how much Wherewolf likes to drop. Mutas will shut those down.
What is that sound? It's terrible. Yeah, there could be a little bit of metagaming going on here. Knowing that Wherewolf likes the MMM composition, infestors might be a great choice by Chrian to get out early. So as we see here now, the lair is morphing, and he's teching towards one of those things. Also, we see him research +1 carapace and weapons. So it could be definitely some Ling infestor play. Over on the Terran side, we do see that tech lab on the factory. Could be let's see, could be tanks or Thor, or Blue Flame, which is not likely. Darth Cadus keeps saying bio.
Well, the layer's done. Let's see what his tech is. I feel like he's getting the 1-1 for Zergling. So.
And the Baneling speed is researching. Captain Obvious Caster. Ah, you're Captain Obvious Caster. All right, so we do see a small drop from Wherewolf. So all of you drink. Into the main. Now he will spot that with the creep, and probably shouldn't lose too much if he handles this correctly.
Chrian chose his tech path. He's going infestors off 2 base, and Wherewolf's following this other command center. So that's interesting. His third will be up before Chrian's.
Right. Now, Chrian is taking his third.
Wherewolf's going to be way behind in upgrades. He doesn't even have +1 yet, and Chrian's working on 2.
Vagina!
What? You vagina. You're a vagina. Someone said vagina. I don't appreciate it. Alright, pathogen glands being researched here for the Zerg, and that is all I have to add right now. Infestor is definitely coming out. That's going to help him be very useful as soon as everyone drink. That was a total John Madden moment.
Yeah, Chrian, actually yesterday when I was talking to him, said that he's been going pure freaky for people who don't know.
Hey, baby. What's up, baby?
Is that into the commentary?
Everyone say hi. Say hi. Baby ignorant.
Some seriously happy baby going on right now.
Your
But
baby
anyway,
loves
Freaky
TVZ.
uses a lot of infestors, so this is actually what he was practicing on the ladder.
Now, Chrian taking the 2 gases at the base that he doesn't even fully saturated yet. Clearly, little gas starved, going for his hive tech, and possibly we could see Ling Bling Ultra Infester. I feel like that's a position that would do very well against the MMM heavy composition that Wherewolf is likely to come with.
Yeah, I feel like Werewolf's micro is pretty strong, but he usually does a lot more drops than what we've seen so far. Really, he's only done the 1, and it got shut down pretty easily. So.
Now we do see him making a couple tanks. It's he doesn't always make the tanks, and could be a little bit of the reason why his drops haven't been that prevalent in this game. Focusing on the focusing on the tank aspect. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's made enough units. It's got a lot of medevacs, just not enough bio and tanks under it.
Yeah, his macro's slipping a bit. He's got over 1,200 minerals.
So we see a drop going into the main. Obviously, Chrian's going to see that with the creep spread that he has, but it could be a trick to pull away some units. And over here we see some good fungals going down, banelings, and those tanks and marines are definitely going to get cleaned up. Drop in the main, kill a queen, could kill some workers, but that's likely to get fungaled and taken care of as well.
Drink.
Why are we drinking?
Every time you say
No,
it's
we're
ridiculous.
not doing that. It's all it does is say
All I say is because I have no idea what the fuck is going on, so it's like not a good idea. Alright, Wherewolf has taken a third. Put down a barracks wall here should definitely help with his macro and his mineral income going that MMM heavy build. He's gonna need a lot of minerals. He is a little bit behind. But the pressure he's put on at the third has definitely taken away from Chrian's resource collection a little bit. So
Chrian's failed to start 3-3 even though his hive's done, so that's kind of a big deal. But I feel like his lead is so significant at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Wherewolf has very few units out on the map right now, and unfortunately they're all in the wrong place.
Barracks wall, not having Marines there until now.
To custom game one.
What's so dino? I don't like being talked about while I'm thinking, especially when I'm
Always so done. That's all I'm saying.
A drop coming into
Stop
the main
reading.
here. Spore Crawler will finish just in time to shoot down that medevac, however, and the drop has been spotted by Chrian and will be promptly taken care of. Let's see if he can kill a queen, maybe? Nope.
Not likely.
Yeah, that's gonna be promptly taken care of.
Stop saying
Shut up!
So as far as Chrian's concerned, this creep spread's actually less than stellar for his standards.
Chrian is usually much better about his creep, you're right. We do see Wherewolf has thrown down 2 more command centers here at the bottom left, that's making them into orbital commands. Interesting move, seeing as he really has a lot of minerals, doesn't really need that many more. If in this position, I feel like you need to be producing more tanks and more marines, and he's clearly got the bank to be doing it. So +3 on the way for Chrian.
I mean, really, without any sort of ultralisks out, I feel like medevacs are gonna be more worth it than the tanks. Just because with the fungals, you're going to want to heal those units so that they don't just die immediately. The infestor is a problem.
Now, Chrian going for a very infestor-heavy composition like he usually does, up to 18 infestors on the map right now, and we've got another 5 coming. Should be very, very potent against a mostly marine force that Wherewolf is fielding right now. Expansions. Top going on here. Let's see if he can force a cancel. Nope. Not
By
going to
the
happen.
way,
Way more units here, and that drop is going to be turned down.
Neural is being researched, just for you guys.
This is true. We see Neural is being researched for the Zerg players. So
He's also getting +1 for his infestors. I mean, his infested Terrans, which is kind of funny.
Eh?
very soon. See, Wherewolf has secured a base up here. He's taken both gas. Let's see if he tries to do any sort of transition. Another drop here. I don't know if you guys have been drinking. I have.
I have.
And it appears
What is
that
this alcohol you speak of?
It appears that my drink is already out. Fungals are going to be huge here, as most of this army is probably not going to make it off the ramp. Fungal! Oh my god!
Yeah, that's where the
fungal fire!
medevacs actually help quite a bit, but I feel like it's the worst place to engage up that ramp.
This
What's
is
happening? Rocks,
definitely
too.
not going to end well here for Werewolf. He's just getting eaten alive here by these fungals. Between the infested Terrans and the fungals, where Chrian looks like he can take this down with just infestors at this point. They're so powerful. It's almost like they're
so powerful. OP.
Yeah. Werewolf's macro is just abysmal.
Balance
Get over
wine.
7,000
Everyone take
in a
4
row.
drinks.
It's not
Double
wine, I'm a
balance
caster. I can
Look
say
at-
whatever I want.
Yeah, look at the bank.
Yeah, if he had that many Marines, or he needs more barracks, he just needs to build more stuff.
Now, Chrian with a huge supply lead, 179 to 146, especially with that very, very infestor-heavy composition, and that would be an understatement. He is going to wreak havoc on the third player.
All of those starports.
This base
Infestors
will go
OP.
down on energy alone. That's how good these infestors are right here. And we see a sandwich going down the... this Marine's probably going to get fungled.
Finally, Unctuous, what's up, dog?
Spit out over 50 infested Terrans. Holy shit.
7 more infestors on the way.
Chrian with 32 infestors. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. 32 infestors on the field
7 more
and
coming.
3 Zerglings. He's got 10 times more infestors than Zerglings on the map right now. That's what's going on. This base in the bottom left is going to fall. 2 infestors.
Crazy DPS.
These infestors have killed just about everything on the map, and they continue to do so.
Oh, he's about to lose a fuck ton of infestors.
And just as they're running out of energy, Wherewolf makes a pretty clutch infestor kill. He's able to clean up all of the infestors.
God.
That's BM by infestors. That's
And
BM by
Intermule,
Chrian.
so everyone drink. Over here we see the Zergling counterattack on the, I don't know what the hell this is, on the command center wall that Wherewolf seems to be putting up for some apparent reason.
So he did the Manor Mule after all the infestors were dead. I'd just like to point that out. The Chrian probably didn't see it.
Oh, that's true actually.
No, he was complaining about the pathing as they were dying.
This is true. Now we see
But it doesn't really matter. 'cause they
Wherewolf
didn't see
finally
it.
transitioning to, use some of that gas bank that he's accumulated. We see double star ports with 2 Banshees on the way, and he is researching Cloak, which at this point in the game seems a little bit late to be doing that harass, but you never know. Could still get a few kills. These Zerglings are still burrowed here. Wherewolf probably is aware of it, but has forgotten by this
I'd
point.
actually like to see him mix in some ghosts, considering how many infestors there are. EMP would actually be pretty decent right now. Even snipes.
That's true. You're very wise, ignorant. Now we.
Very ignorant.
You're very wise, ignorant. Are you serious?
In spite of his ignorance,
You're very wise, ignorant.
it's a wise ignorance.
The pun!
It's not
It's an
my fault
oxymoron.
that his
Bad
name is a
pun,
pun.
drink!
Bad pun. All right, everybody
That's
drink.
a great rule. I need to go get a beer.
And up here we can see this Banshees are starting to do a little harass. Actually, only one of them is harassing. The other one is just observing the scenery. Okay, cloak mode engage, and he's probably going to be able to take out that queen. Couple more drones. The Zerglings are still burrowed here. Although there is quite a big group of Marines here that can take them out as soon as they unburrow. So not too concerned about that for our Zerg player. Wherewolf retaking the bases here at the bottom left. And we can see 27 Banelings now morphing for the Zerg player Chrian.
I feel like Chrian lost his lead a little bit. Werewolf's done a good job spending some of that money, and losing all those investors definitely hurt.
Yeah, losing all those infestors in one place like that to that group of Marines.
He's clearing out supply, but he's not even maxed, right? Where is he
Now,
going?
a lot of
go over
infestors and
there.
Banelings on the way. He's going to need some really good splits to take care of that. Wow.
Pretty
That
well.
was actually really good
And
splits.
Wherewolf seems to be doing much better than any of us really thought he was going to do against. Infestors are retreating.
Oh,
Oh, that hurt.
Fungal
Oh.
goes down. Very good fungal from Chrian, and it's going to take out most of those units. All those units here, and they're going to have to retreat.
It's not remaxed maxing.
Now,
There's still a bunch of borrowed Zerglings over there. I thought that was pretty interesting.
where?
See those fucking Marines, right?
What?
The bottom right base, just above his main. There's a lot of burrowed Zerglings hanging
Oh
around
yeah,
the
yeah,
middle
no,
line.
we see that. A Chrian might have forgotten about those. There's really nothing in the area to take care of that. Now, Wherewolf is sending a few Marines to that base. He's going to get that Infestor, but I don't know what else beyond that he could get. Actually, it looks like he's going to be able to kill quite a number of drones. Those spine crawlers are not done yet. Wherewolf is moving over to... And he's going to get quite a number of units here, but those troops are going to die.
Cost efficient, though.
Yeah, very cost efficient. So those guys were already halfway dead, so I'd say very good use.
Look at the
Now
bank
over here
alone,
we
I think
do
that's pretty
see
significant.
a group of infestors moving on. They have full energy, however, there is a planetary fortress here. With the number of infested Terrans, that's probably not going to matter. This fortress will go down fairly rapidly.
Holy shit.
So already's got a backup command center he's already flying over.
Mind you, that's 5 infestors now with absolutely no energy left from doing that.
That's an obnoxious sensor tower, by the way, right dead center.
Yeah. We have a very good sensor tower, really seeing everything that's happening on the map.
Actually, I think it only sees about 10% of what's happening on the map.
Well, no, seeing everything that's happening in the middle of the map, because the other areas are more remote and nobody cares about them.
More infested Terrans.
Very
going
good
down.
infested Terran from Chrian. He's also going to take out this base, which shouldn't really matter given the bank that a Werewolf has accumulated.
Mass repairs.
Still a lot of dead SCVs.
Command center. It's fine. He's got 6,000.
Now, it looks like Wherewolf is going to be able to hold because planetary fortresses are fucking ridiculous.
Balance wide.
That was an observation. And it looks like a few more infestors are going to die up here. Very good scan from Wherewolf. One infestor barely getting away.
Making a
Nope, he's
comeback.
going to die. They're all dead.
Yeah, I feel like Chrian definitely squandered his lead. He's not spending his money. I don't know if he has the larva. He's getting constantly harassed.
Is somebody streaming that I could watch?
Chrian does have a good amount
Dan
of
should be.
full
Yeah, I am.
energy infestors right here. He can probably still do a lot of damage with these, and it looks like Wherewolf is maxed out, and he will move out and try to put a little bit of a hurt on Chrian.
What's your Twitch
It's an
name?
awesome game.
With that creep spread, he is going to see them coming.
In the chat.
It's going to come down to the micro.
He's
These
not.
bad-
He's
bad
not.
just
okay.
You gotta whisper unctuous.
These banshees over here are doing a ton of damage, but they will get fungled and killed.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for Chrian right now is Werewolf's too spread out, so the fungals just don't mean as much. If you look at the middle of the map, everything's just staggered for the Terran.
And Wherewolf has been doing a really good job cleaning up these infestors.
The infestors
They're-
have done a really good job,
they're the-
like walking around burrowed, not actually using any of their
Manor
energy.
Mana Mule drink. The problem with the infestors
And no
right now is that
parasite, drink again!
Oh,
Neural
parasite drink
parasite,
too.
2 drinks on the
Neural
Mana Mule.
Mule.
Neural parasite on the Mana Mule. LOL. A small group of Marines here moving out to take out this base. This is going to be really good for Wherewolf. Chrian has quite a big resource bank, but he is low on gas, and especially with the infestor heavy composition, that's going to hurt him a lot.
74 Zergling.
We do see 72 Zerglings on the field right now. That should do a lot of work for Chrian right now.
Almost nothing because there were 4 siege tanks
Well, they killed all
and
of
some
them.
marines and more siege tanks. Where did the Zerglings go?
They all died.
No, but they killed all
Oh,
the tanks.
right,
So
there were
good.
like 3 tanks and like a couple marines.
So we've got a
80
big group
I
of
hear
infestors
balance
here on
wine.
the bottom left. I'm
I'm
moving
hearing some
out.
balance wine.
Drink!
Yeah, that was definitely some balance wine. I hear a lot of wah wah wah. Those medevacs are
They
awesomely
suck.
bunched
Where's the
together
brood
for...
lords?
I feel
And
like
we
we could have
do-
made all those Zerglings and Banelings and would have been
Yeah.
more efficient.
A lot of Infestor's heading towards bottom left, but I think Chrian is going after the wrong thing. Really, Wherewolf is a huge bank, and Infestors need to be using energy killing army, not mining, especially in a remote left base. When Wherewolf has many orbital commands. Wherewolf looking like he's going in for the kill here with small army. However, he still doing a good amount of damage. This base over here can completely torn apart. Completely torn apart by Infestors. Infested Terrans are so good, and he's got so many of them. And it looks like most of Wherewolf's base is going to die here.
To energy infestors.
To energy infestors. Wherewolf really needs to, start moving out and put hurt on Chrian while his the core of his army is away from his base, but he's not really doing that right now. A lot of units sitting here in the middle, and
Infestor's OP for sure.
definitely. And most of these units are going to die.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Dude,
this is ridiculous.
That's a little ridiculous.
This game is ridiculous. How did this happen?
Chrian is generating infested Terrans at the rate of 120 per minute. Just wanted to point that out.
Jim, what's your shit?
It's over.
Oh. Fine.
This game looks like may end soon.
Werewolf
Twitch TV/Jim Raynor Mayhem, all one word.
Werewolf has put up a very good fight, but unfortunately with most of his base gone, that's...
He's fucked.
He's, it does look like he
Jim
is,
Raynor.
I just made that.
proverbially,
Yeah,
fucked.
thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just made that connection, Kev. Shit, I've been typing it in the chat, in the in-game chat. Because I'm a moron.
Also, I'm loving your helmet. Holy shit, that's awesome.
I'm the real deal, man.
Cracklings are OP.
No,
Everything
they're really
OP.
not. They have 35 hit points.
They're
now,
awesome. I love them.
Werewolf has all but lost this game. He likes to try very hard, so he may still stay in this game for a little bit longer.
I know
It's
what
like
I'm
Marine
talking about.
King.
He has 3 Marines and medevacs, dude. He has a medevac cloud.
Yeah, that's a
Rival
pretty scary.
any
It's a pretty
medevac
scary
class.
number of medevacs. And like,
I'm gonna point out that Chrian has 38 infestors.
But they still have energy too.
And what's
This
the
game's
energy
OP.
count compared to the medevacs?
38
That's what I want.
No.
38
look at that.
infestors
Almost
makes
full
almost
energy
160 infested
With
Terrans a minute.
fungals and
Those
chain
fungals might be the
fungal,
difference,
and it's over.
the chain fungals on the medevacs is gonna be brutal.
Zergling's cleaning up. What the hell are you guys talking about? It's over.
There's still a lot of
Festers.
fucking Marines, dude.
Little bit of an overlord parade over here. I don't know what really the point of that is, but with these Marines clumped up so badly, and all these infested Terrans here, looks like we could be seeing GG very shortly from our time play. Yep.
Oh,
And with those fungals going down, that is most certainly
it's a
GG.
fungal that was bound to happen regardless. Got 13 Marines, only lost 3 investors. There is...
Very cool game. From what I heard, very cool.
Understand where...
He's a corporal. Gets 9 kills and he's only a corporal. Poor
Dude,
dude.
that Marine's a boss. Look at him killing
That Marine
fucking
is a
extractor.
boss.
Oh my god.
That
Oh,
guy is...
no!
That guy is like, this is Sparta!
300 reference string.
Now, we do see Werewolf over here morphing 3 more orbital commands, because
no to
when
me.
all else fails, morph more orbital commands. And he
I
is
understand.
building 2 more up here.
One